people across the country are struggling to make basic necessities happen for them and their families. The rising cost of food, the rising cost of everything, puts people who were in a vulnerable position in the first place into a much greater insecure position, greater food insecurity. It's hard to watch and see vulnerable people struggle more than they already were. I'm most proud of how the team at Saskatoon Food Bank and Learning Centre sees everyone who walks through the door as a human being. That is, that they see the humanity in every single person that walks through the door, whether they're shopping at the clothing depot or taking in a program with creating opportunities, or if they're there to learn how to cook a meal or to pick up a food hamper. It is a beautiful thing that I see the staff treating every member of the community with dignity and respect. I'm a researcher. There's lots of ways that we can count and use numbers to measure success and impact, whether that's, cooking classes or how much money the income tax program gives back to the community. I'm also a qualitative researcher, so I believe in the stories that come through the door as a measurement of impact and success too. I'm really interested, and I believe in the stories that people bring, what has brought them to the food bank, why they pay it forward after they don't need it anymore, and they come back to help and volunteer or donate. And I'm interested in the stories of donors too. What has led them here? What has motivated them to be generous with their donations? I know for myself, when I hear news stories of people suffering, it can be discouraging to see the big picture of how difficult it is for people. And it is easy to fall into a place of hopelessness, like, what can one person do? But the truth is that one person can do many things. One person can write letters and make phone calls to our leaders. You can also volunteer. It's intensely rewarding to volunteer for a food bank, to actually put goods into a person's hands that you know is going to nourish and sustain them. It's a really fulfilling and rewarding thing. You can also donate. You don't have time to volunteer. Donate your money. Donate whatever you can. When I first started donating, it was like a little bit every month, but that little bit adds up to quite a bit in a year. We are building a new building, a new space where people are going to come and feel engaged. They're going to feel like they belong. It's going to be a community hub. And I think, well, this is what I imagine anyway, that it will really set the tone for the core neighborhood in a really positive and exciting way. And we are still needing donations. The capital campaign is still very much alive and needed. And we need people to step forward and donate money. And it's going to be wonderful. I imagine it every single day. And I imagine the staff in there every single day, and people coming to get help and connect to other people. It's going to be wonderful.
The nutrition program is really geared toward food literacy education. So food literacy is kind of a broad topic that talks about kind of knowledge about food, knowledge about nutrition. The primary services that we offer include our cooking class programming. So we offer community cooking classes and workshops. And we also prepare food in the building for our grab-and-go fridge, which we call the Nutrition Center. So cooking classes are usually offered in a series. So it's about 5 to 7 classes, and we offer them on a weekly or a bi-weekly basis. And we offer them in a series so that folks can get to know each other week after week, so building that social connection piece. And it also allows them to build on the skills that they're learning week after week, to practice knife skills, again and again, so that they get closer to feeling comfortable mastering them. For in-person cooking classes, we're all meeting together and cooking together in a kitchen and then eating together afterwards and taking leftovers home. For online classes, we're packing ingredient kits for each participant, and we send them to participants' homes with the help of our partner agency, and then we all meet online and we cook together. So in all cases, you're ending up with a meal at the end of it, and usually some leftovers, as well as some extra snacks and staple foods that you can keep for your family. Volunteers help us in a couple of different ways. They help us prepare food for the Grab-and-Go Nutrition Center fridge. So we actually host volunteers in the community kitchen on site at the food bank, and they're helping us to use ingredients to prepare snacks and light meals for people to eat on site. We do engage volunteers to help us with cooking classes. So they could either be portioning ingredients that get sent out into ingredient kits for online classes, or sometimes they even join us for in-person classes and help us to deliver the class. So we really work with volunteers in kind of all aspects of what we do. It's so rewarding watching our participants come together, get to know one another, get excited about what they're learning. Trying new recipes and learning skills is one thing, but also even the social connection piece. People are sometimes sharing some of their struggles as we cook together. And, one mom shared with us that she had recently lost her kids to the foster system, and other moms had reassured her in that same class that, that had happened to them, and then things got better and she was able to be reunited with her kids later. So those kinds of pieces I think are super, super valuable and really very meaningful piece of what we do.
Upon my arrival in Saskatoon to pursue my master's degree in regenerative sustainability at the University of Saskatchewan, I was introduced to this very unique community service at the Saskatoon Food Bank and Learning Center. The food bank is able to influence this level of collective collaboration with such extensive effort is something that I applaud and I have learned to be part of. I have so many memories here. I have made friends here. There's a very welcoming, amazing community here. The first time I met Erin, she's the volunteer coordinator. So I was here, it was a very cold winter day, and I came to take a hamper. It was really cold, it was during the lunch break, so while waiting, Erin just walks in with her usual admirable self to welcome new volunteers that just signed in. I had no idea what was going on. For some reason, I chose to play along. And she just saw me and said, "Hi, how are you?" And I introduced myself. And she said, "Have you registered? I'm not sure I got your form." I said, "No, I have not." And so she gave me her card and told me what to do. And in that moment, I was in a bit of a decision to choose what to do with my time and strength. And that just came to me as some level of direction. Do this for the time being. And so it has been a very wonderful journey to put my time and energy to what is being accomplished in this place. There's a lot that goes on behind the walls that people have no idea of. And for everyone that is contributing to the food and the service that goes on here, it's not just the food. They also offer educational programs and also educate people in food literacy and self-sufficiency, and that is very empowering. It is something I am very much acquainted with back at home, something my mom does, she has a passion for at Saskatoon Foundation, and it's such a blessing to be part of this community here. Community is a wealth of people that are knitted by a cause, a purpose, or a belief. And Saskatoon Food Bank and Learning Center is my community here. I have been a beneficiary, I have been a volunteer, and I hope to be a donor and contribute to what is being achieved at this very humble service. So community is bigger than all of us, and it is all of us.